Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Good morning, students. Today we'll continue with the same topic, that is kinship, caste and class. In the previous topic we have discussed, that is how did Vern system replaced by the caste system, and it become more complex, and by birth it was ascertained in place of the profession, in place of your job, it was ascertained by your birth. Now the social differences, just because of this one, social differences took place. There was a gap between the different of the societies, and it was somehow enforced by the Brahmins to Kshatriyas that these social norms should be implemented in their kingdom. That is, Brahmins somehow played a very dominating role in that society, and they have given the divine theory of casteism. I think we have already discussed in the previous topic, that is the Vern system. They have it was mentioned in the Rigved Purusha Sukta and the 10th mandal of the Rigved, that Vern is somehow related with the Prajapati Brahma, and they have given the some origin of the birth. Brahman took the birth through the head of the Brahma, and so on, that we have already discussed. So it become more complicated, and they have given the divine theory of the Vern system or Jati system, and the people were forced to accept that Vern system. And that concept was given by the Brahmins, that the God have given the birth to a particular caste. That was the will of the God. So you were supposed to work in the particular caste and particular community. So in that way it was becoming more rigid and more complex. Okay? And people were somehow accepted as their destiny. There are a number of the stories are given in our NCERT book where Vern system was practiced. Even people try to respond, protest against the such type of the system. The three stories are given over here. One story of the Eklavya given here. I think everyone knows about the story of the Eklavya. Another story of the Hidamba. Both are related with the Mahabharata. And third one is given of the Matang. That is the pre-birth story of the Mahatma Buddha, which is given in Pali languages, and he was known as Bodhisattva, mentioned in Jatak Kathaएं. Okay, so these are the resentment of the backward classes against the higher section of the society. So social norms were practiced at the very rigid level. One of the story of the that is Chandal. Chandal were not considered even at the among all these four Varns. They were considered untouchables. Okay, so in that condition, what was happening in the Fayan mentioned the condition of the Chandal, or what was the practices, what was the jobs performed to the Chandals under that society. So he was considered untouchable. Even his shadow should not also fall on the some higher class of the people. They were living outskirt of the village and town, and they were somehow responsible for disposing the dead, animal waste, human waste, etc. They were using the discarded utensils of the higher classes of the people, use the cloths of the dead, and they were using the iron ornaments. Okay. Apart from this one, when they had to enter, that was also mentioned in the travelogue of the Fayan, Fokoki. Okay. That when they had to enter in the cities and towns, they were using such type of the stick and knock through that stick on that is a surface, and it created the such type of the noise like that the people could be aware about the Chandal is entering into the town. So it shows the lots of the differences in the society at that time. Even number of the cases you will find, we already discussed, all these social norms were not practiced, which were mentioned by the Brahmins, it was not practiced at all part of the nation. We have discussed already this, some norms are different in the northern India and some norms are different in southern India. Okay. Now the another topic which is given here, non-Kshatriya kings. It is already mentioned that we had the four words, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and there was a duty of the Kshatriya to rule or handle the administration, protect the people. That was the job of the Kshatriya. That was comes under the warrior category. But number of the example, like we take the example of the Chandragupta Maurya. In the some of the texts, especially in the Bodha text, Deepavamsa and Mahavamsa, it is mentioned that he belonged to a higher class, high family. Okay? That is a Maurya tribe, belonged to the Shakya dynasty. But in the Brahman text, it was mentioned he belonged to the lower category, that is a Shudra category. In the same way, after the Maurya dynasty, Shunga dynasty took place. The Pushpamitra Shunga was a Brahman. Karna dynasty, that was also a Brahman. In the Deccan part of the country, Satvahan was also considered Brahman. So that means not only these Kshatriya were ruling, apart from non-Kshatriya classes also emerged as a warrior and rule over the different parts of the nation. So all these are the somehow contrast vision of the society at that time. One side we are saying that is all these people, or that is one system has somehow described the role of the people and they could not follow the another of the job. It was very rigid. But in the some of the cases we will find the Shudra, like we take the example of the Chandragupta, and the Brahman also become the warrior. So somehow it has flexibility also, so, and it's depend upon to person, society to society, places to places. Now beyond birth, resources and status, there are the number of the jobs were practiced because the civilization was expanding, territories were expanding, the naturally craftsmen, artisan, labor, agricultural laborers, are people having the different types of the job engaged. So that is the economic activities started at large scale, and apart from the world, their economic status is somehow very important. So economic status, economic conditions somehow determine the social status. Like today itself in our present society, you will find who is affluent, who are comparatively rich. Their status is not decided by their jati or by their varna or by their religion. Their status, social status is determined through the economic condition. So same thing was practiced. So who had the more resources, they were considered, they had a very good rapport in society. So social norms are related with the economic condition. That means in that condition, if the person is rich, person is affluent, in that condition, the social norms were not applicable. Okay. Varna and right to property, it is somehow both the things are related. Okay. So like we have discussed, the last category was Shudra, and they were not supposed to acquire the wealth. But another story is given in your NCERT book, that is the story of the one king, that is Avantiputra, and Kanchana, who was a Shudra, but he was a rich Shudra and follower, disciple of the Buddha. So in that story that is given here, even the Shudra who is comparatively rich can hire the high-born people as their servant. That means economic status, once again we are discussing economic status was playing a very important role in determination of the social status. And if you are having a wealth, you are having the property or access the resources, whether it was mentioned Shudra did not have the access to the resources, and the women also didn't have the right to access the resources. But in some of the cases it is mentioned there, even the lower class people had the resources, their social status was comparatively higher. And that was also mentioned in the Buddha text, that in place of the jati, in place of the their varna, the social status should be depend upon their action, their performance, their activity, in which type of the job and what is their activities are engaged. It will decide the social status of the people. Another thing which is also mentioned over here is only richer people is considered having the higher status in the society is what was mentioned. If you are generous, if you are very kind, if your people are engaged in donation, charity to the poor section of the society, they were somehow also treated, they had a very good social respect in the society. That means that the suppose two persons are there, both are rich, but one is not using that property or resources for the benefit of the poor section. That people is very miserly. In that condition, the social respect of that person was comparatively very low. But the people who is donating, comparatively engage in the charity to those people who are in need, they had a very higher social respect. That means, apart from the money and resources, your behavior towards the poor section of the society somehow also determine the social status. Okay. Another thing which we have discussed, that is different rights of the different genders. We already discussed women did not have the right to access the property. Only some of the cases, that is a gifts and donation, which was not, we can say donation, gifts given by her father, brother or relatives at the time of the marriages could be accessed by the women. But that is a sixth way of the acquiring the resources to the women is given over here. Okay, women did not have the access to the land resources. Even whether its resources considered herself, but ultimately it should be somehow she had to take permission with her husband. That means indirectly the hold of the husband was there on property of a woman or a female. But another case we also discussed, that Prabhavati Gupta, belonging to the Kakatak dynasty, she had the resources. She donated the lots of the lands to the temples and some other for the religious purpose. So that varies. In the most of the time, we will find all these norms and regulation is basically for the middle class section or the poor class section. It was not implemented normally at the higher section of the society. Whether the male had to access or acquire the right to property. The 7 ways are given in our book through which he can access or acquire the resources. And Stridhan, that was the resources of the women were called Stridhan. But Stri was also considered as a property of male. You can go through that where the incidents took place in the Mahabharata when the Yudhishthir lost Draupadi and she was put on the gambling floor. So it shows woman was also considered as a property of the man. So these were the some social differences mentioned over here which were practiced in that time period of that is mentioned in the 500 BC to 500 AD. Even all these social norms which were practiced earlier are part of our that is also practiced in present life today itself. So whether it is changed somehow, the jati system is now becoming more liberal. Okay, number of the rights are given to the different jati, especially the backward classes. That is not through the different laws. We are not supposed to exploit, that is higher classes are not supposed to exploit the weaker section. Okay, but still all these social norms today, like we see the condition of the women is still poor in most of the cases. Okay, as a general observation, condition of the backward class is still poor in some of the parts, they are not treated properly. So all these norms which are given in this chapter, I think we have discussed, and it would be, I think I am able to explain effectively, and all these things, all these points are clear to you. Please go through with your NCERT book or other references which you are having. Okay? Then it will be more clear to what are the stories, because we have not discussed the stories which are mentioned in the NCERT, which throw a light on the different social aspects. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.